When the North Pole is tilted away from the sun, the northern half of the Earth does not receive as much direct sunlight. We have fewer daylight hours. When our daylight hours decrease, the temperatures become colder. Which season is it when the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun and we have fewer daylight hours and colder temperatures? That's right, winter. The tilted Earth has continued to orbit the sun, and it is now spring. The daylight hours begin to increase. When daylight hours increase, the temperatures become warmer. Notice how the northern hemisphere is not really tilted toward or away from the sun. Which season follows winter when we begin to have more daylight hours and warmer temperatures? Right, spring. The tilted Earth has continued to orbit the sun, and now it is summer. The North Pole is tilted toward the sun, and the northern half of the Earth receives more direct sunlight. When the northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun, daylight hours increase and the temperature becomes hotter. Which season follows spring when we have more daylight hours and hotter temperatures? Right, summer. The tilted Earth has continued to orbit the sun, and now it is fall. The amount of daylight begins to decrease. When daylight hours decrease, the temperature becomes cooler. Notice how the northern hemisphere is not really tilted toward or away from the sun. Which season follows summer when we begin to have fewer daylight hours and cooler temperatures? That's right, autumn or fall. Okay, second graders, on a piece of paper in your notebook or in a Google Doc, here are 5 questions I'd like you to answer. Number 1, how long does it take Earth to orbit or revolve around the sun? Number 2, in what hemisphere do you live? Number 3, the first day of summer is called the summer solstice. What is special about this particular day? Number 4, the first day of winter is called the winter solstice. What is special about this particular day? And number 5, how are plants and animals affected by the seasonal cycle? Now I'm going to read a poem to you titled Bed in Summer by Robert Louis Stevenson. Listen carefully to the poet's use of rhyming words and the rhyme of the poem. Poets sometimes use rhyme to help make the content of the poem more interesting. Listen to find out how the content of the poem relates to the tilt of the Earth. Bed in Summer by Robert Louis Stevenson. In winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way. I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue? And I should like so much to play, to have to go to bed by day. This poem was written in the 1800s when people did not have electricity like we do today. When it became dark at night, earlier in seasons other than summer, people could not do as many things with just the light of candles, and so they often went to bed earlier. Here is a copy of the poem for you to look at. Now, in your notebook or in a Google Doc, I would like you to answer these questions. How does the poet use rhyming words in the poem? How does this poem relate to the tilt of the Earth? Do we get more sunlight in the summer or in the winter? Why does Robert Louis Stevenson say, in winter I get up at night? Why does he say, in summer quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day? How does the poet feel about going to bed in summer? So go ahead and number your paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then go ahead and answer those questions as best you can. Refer back to the poem in the last slide so that you can look at the poem as you answer the questions.